Today's session is presented in association with Bowmore. Hi, my name is Nate Woodruff with Whiskey with a View, and today we're going to discuss what to look forward to in the whiskey industry in 2021. At the moment, I'm currently traveling around in a van with my dog Sky all over North America, photographing and documenting the experience. I've been working in the whiskey industry now for almost 7 years, and currently my job is to photograph whiskey in absolutely beautiful places, but I've always kept a close eye on the pulse and what's going on in the whiskey industry. COVID-19 has certainly affected the production of whiskey, along with obviously the marketing and sales, and sadly, while liquor consumption is up, at least in the United States, almost 40% in liquor stores, I do believe we're going to see a lot of smaller craft distilleries either being shuttered and closed or being sold off to larger liquor conglomerates. I really hope that many of them can push through and are able to move their product. Most of these distilleries have a very loyal base of consumers that will make sure that they stay in business. But with the sad state of affairs the way they are, unless a small distillery has that base of folks that really enjoy drinking their product, it's going to be a very difficult road ahead for the next few years. In a post-COVID world, a lot of these brands are going to have to really rethink and redo the marketing. I've seen an incredible amount of cocktail bars close around the world, which is very sad seeing as I worked in the craft cocktail industry for many years. So I think the role of a brand ambassador for a lot of these teams is going to change drastically. They're going to have to really pick up and start working more of an online persona and start marketing online and sell liquor through liquor stores that are able to ship. I think that's going to really be the future of pushing that sort of market. While liquor stores have been doing incredibly well, just the bar industry in general is taking a huge downturn. And as someone who worked as a brand ambassador for many years, it's sad to see that position. I think it's going to be changed in a very big way in the future. Now, while it is a fairly sad state of affairs for the whiskey world and distillery world right now, there are still some really incredible whiskeys coming out. I have to travel around the world and taste many of them, from Taiwan to Scotland to distilleries all over the United States, and there's a lot of promise. The European industry is booming. There's some incredible ryes coming out. Taiwan has an amazing distillery called Cavalon that I was fortunate enough to visit last year. Unfortunately, their master blender has departed that, so we will see if the quality of the liquid remains, but it definitely has promise. And I really look forward to seeing how the international market keeps booming. A lot of folks ask me about age statements on whiskey, especially pertaining to Scotch. I've discovered that over the years, the age statement doesn't necessarily mean that a whiskey is better the higher the age is. I think nowadays brands are really starting to focus on the art of blending and also the quality of the whiskey before it's even put in the barrel. Everything from the grains to the type of wood used in the barrel could factor into making a really delicious whiskey. You'll see nowadays a lot of age statements dropping off because there just isn't enough stock of older whiskey around. Once the whiskey boom began, all of these older age-stated bottles were starting to get snatched up or got auctioned off at exorbitant prices. So nowadays, I think we're going to start seeing younger whiskey, but I do believe the quality is going to remain. There are some incredible craft whiskey distilleries around the world now that are producing whiskey that's only 4 to 6 years old that could stand up to almost any 20-plus-year-old bourbon, rye, or Scotch. Actually, I'm very happy to see that people are focusing on the art of blending, the quality of the whiskey itself, rather than just letting it sit in a barrel for 50-plus years, selling it for thousands and thousands of dollars, and the quality just might not be that good. What is a master blender? Well, it's a common misconception that whiskey is just dumped straight from a barrel and bottled, although that is a thing when it's called a single barrel bottling, and that's what you're drinking out of a bottle, when in fact all of those barrels are going to vary in taste, in smell, and also in alcohol by volume. So a master blender's job is to take all of these different barrels and create their own unique blend of those whiskeys. Now, that blend will either be consistent every year with the bottles that you see released every year, or she will also release once in a while a special blend, and that's usually some of the higher quality barrels that we call honey barrels. Those are the ones that are a little more difficult to find and that you may see getting sold at auction for higher prices. But the role of a master blender nowadays is becoming far more respected than it was. A lot of times, folks didn't even realize that a master blender was the person that was creating that unique profile that they really enjoy. And I'm very happy to see around the world these women and men coming into the forefront, the light, and being honored and respected for their art. There's been an interesting newcomer to the industry in the form of non-alcoholic spirits, which is a little strange, but there are one or two brands that seem to be doing well that are taking off. However, I don't see it becoming a very large part of this industry. I know that in the beer industry, there are popular brands such as O'Doul's or Heineken Zero, but I've tasted some of these non-alcoholic whiskeys, and I can't imagine it really appealing to a very broad audience. As a former bartender and mixologist, I absolutely love seeing single malt scotch being used in cocktail. A lot of people get pretty snobby about it and think you should just drink it neat, but I think that whiskey should be drank however you like it. So you know what? I think we're going to head down to my kitchen and whip up a cocktail right now. Today we're going to make an old-fashioned. It's pretty simple to do at home as long as you have the right ingredients. So of course you need whiskey, ice, some sort of simple syrup. I like to use agave, orange peel, cherry, and bitters. So to start, we're going to put in about 2 ounces of whiskey. Add just a touch of simple syrup, or in this case agave. Dashes of Angostura bitters. Some people don't like to, but I like to use orange bitters as well. Give it a quick stir. Then we're going to do what's called expressing an orange peel. Give it a little more orange zest. Garnish with another orange peel. And if you wish, you can add a cherry. And there you have your old-fashioned. Well, that about does it for me over here. I'd like to thank GQ India for hosting me and allowing me to participate in the first Food and Drink Festival. Cheers!